One of the interesting things that I've discovered in my years of experience, not only as a mother in the front lines of motherhood, but also as a professional. I'm a communication specialist, speech language pathologist. I've worked with thousands and thousands of families and children and couples in some of the most hardest scenarios. And so with all of this experience, I have observed one major truth. Well, let's be honest. I've observed hundreds and hundreds of truths, but I'm going to share with you this parenting truth that nobody's talking about, and it's crucial to your success. We spend a lot of time investing and educating ourselves on the child development, the milestones. Okay, he's got to be doing this by this time and this by this time. And oh no, what's Sally doing over there? Is Johnny going to catch up to her? And stressing about the child's development. And then we're mad at ourselves at the end of the day because we're so reactive, or maybe questioning ourselves. Did we do this right, or did I do right by Johnny? I don't know. But everyone's talking about child development, but nobody's talking about parent development. Now, I was the most perfect parent before I had kids. It's embarrassing, actually. Super judgy, definitely turned my nose up. And then God has such a sense of humor. He sent me some really hard kids. And he goes, you know, Jen, you gotta just settle right on down. Let's put you in your place. And I got my world rocked. But one of the other gifts that I also got, besides these three incredible humans that I get to be part of their life for a stint in time and teaching them, keeping them safe, and loving them, is I got to learn about this parent development. That there are 6 stages of parent development that you go through as a parent, and it coincides and runs right alongside child development. So as the child is born, you go through the life cycle. A child is born and he is this infant. He just eats, sleep, and poop, right? Well, what's your job? Well, your job's to nurture, keep safe, and to protect them, keep them safe, and to teach them, and to love them. So when they're first born, your parent development role, they're infant, and you are nurturer. And as they start to toddle and walk, you now move into disciplinarian, and they move into as this young child where you get to teach them right from wrong. Okay, this isn't the big, scary, angry disciplinarian. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about teaching this little human right from wrong, continuing to nurture and love them. And when they hit about 8 years old, your development starts to shift just as their child development starts to shift too. And you move into this space of being a teacher. And the teacher is where it's, okay, let's learn new things. Maybe we're gonna take up the piano, or we're gonna learn how to play football, or we're gonna engage in your talents and develop them, right? You're still teaching right from wrong, really hands-on in this space. And when they hit about 12, 13 years old, your development stage changes again too, where you become the coach. Now you're right there in the game, but you've been slightly moved to the sidelines where you're going to maybe call an audible, or call the plays here and call an audible. Hey, you, come on back. We're not, remember right from wrong? Okay, come on back. Let's reset the play. And so coach is still very involved, but you're starting to move to the sidelines and allow that child to engage in that independent practice. And when we hit about 16, 17, now you move into mentor, which are even more on the sidelines, and you give them the opportunity to come to you. And this progresses into young adulthood. And when they're in their 20s, early 20s, early adulthood, that's when you start to shift into friend, colleague, peer. And that mentorship and friend relationship, it can last a lifetime. It's a beautiful thing, right? Where we get ourselves into trouble as parents is we're gonna be like, but I just want them to like me. And we try to be their friend when we're supposed to be the coach or the disciplinarian. Or we try to be the disciplinarian when I'm supposed to be the mentor. You're too overbearing, you're getting involved, like, get out of my life. You don't know me, you don't know anything. We're like, but I've been there. And so it's understanding, okay, where am I in my parent development? And us who have multiple kids, whew, now you're bouncing around parent development between kids. If you have a 4-year-old and a 13-year-old and an 18-year-old, you're shifting roles. And sure, the dynamic is gonna shift too when you've got that child who says, yeah, but you do this for Johnny. Oh, yeah, but you do this for Becky. You're right, I do that. But we're all at different stages.